Hey guys, I am back with another video. I know it's been a while since I've done anything, but right now I am building a house for the Pretty Little Liars in The Sims. I thought it would be fun to do. And I didn't want to build separate houses for all of them. I wanted like one house together, and I wanted it to be very dollhouse-esque. I thought it would be very interesting if it was dollhouse-esque. So essentially, all five of the liars, and then Mona and A as a personality. I didn't want to choose between all the different A's to put into the house or make all the different A's. So instead, I just made A as one like entity, like one person, like if they were like a living being. And then I'm putting windows on the back, like the entire thing. There's not really a wall, just so it feels more dollhouse-esque, like you're looking in. Because I didn't want the house to be like half open or half cut, I guess. So right now I had a really hard time with this house because I struggled with space. I didn't want to make 5 different bedrooms because they would be overlapping and you wouldn't be able to see some of them, and it messed with like the dollhouse vibes. So instead I made the downstairs like normal, like a living room, kitchen, dining room, some extra little bits because it's a really large space. And then upstairs, this is me toying around with the idea of rooms. There was no room for a bathroom or like anything extra if I did that. So instead, I just made it one large open space and they kind of all share the room. And I know that's a little weird because there's not really any privacy, but I mean, it worked, okay? I had a hard time figuring out everything, and that was just what worked best. But let's see, I also skip around a lot because I build very haphazardly. There's no plan. There wasn't a plan. The plan was kind of just go in, build this house, make it look like a dollhouse for 7 people. And it wasn't the best plan to go in with, but my other idea was that A and Mona would live in the basement because the house is just it's big, but it's not big enough for 7 people. And I build a lot in The Sims, but not too much. So yeah, this is just the way that my mind worked and how I made it. This is me opening up the top floor because rooms just didn't make any sense. And then I toyed around with the idea of maybe all of them having like bunk beds together and making it kind of like college dorm style, but I didn't like that idea either because I wanted to kind of showcase their personalities and let them all have their own space even if they didn't have their own privacy. This is the kitchen. I decided to do green for the kitchen because I wanted to get in the mindset of them, and I just felt like green would be a color that they all liked, especially this dark green because it's muted, it's not like too loud and crazy, but it's still polished, it's still elegant, but it's a little fun. It's not like, black or white or like a normal neutral color. So, and also I've been seeing a lot of TikToks talking about the sage green effect, which is basically where 2 people or more people, when they all live together and they go to decorate the space, specifically for couples, sage green tends to be a color that everyone likes. And so in my head, I thought, okay, sage green, we don't really have that in The Sims, there's not really a bunch of things that are sage green. So I just took the green part and I really ran with it. And you'll see later that like basically the entire downstairs is green, but like a tasteful green, not like anything crazy. Also, sometimes I just find clutter that I want to use, so I just put it down without really thinking like, oh, I'm in the kitchen, maybe I should only look for kitchen stuff. But yeah, you'll definitely see me jump around a lot because I'll remember to do something or have an idea and then go and do it and then get carried away, and then I'll go back because I remembered, oh hey, yeah, I forgot that I was decorating this thing, or I was trying to figure out this thing. Um, and then I like the idea of them living in a house with A. It just like without, it being like a prison, it just being like a normal house. I just thought that was a really funny idea, especially given like how the show is, with A tormenting them and Mona's like in the middle. She's kind of a friend, kind of not a friend. I feel like Mona's definitely more in the self-preservation game rather than like team player or, malicious. I think she just does what she needs to do to survive. So I also put her down in the basement mostly because I didn't think the other girls would want to like share space with her, but also just because the amount of space was very limited and a basement just provided more room. This is the half bathroom downstairs, with 5 people in the house and 2 people in the basement. I just thought we needed something, you know, to help out with the bathroom situation. I made a little blah 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 blah. I put a little desk nook. Because in my head, I just didn't really know if they are teenagers or if they're adults. Because in the show, they're, you see them as both. There's like a 5 year time jump after their high school years. And so here, I didn't know if I wanted to do them based in high school or them based on adult. So I kind of just split the difference and decided that it would be the best of both worlds and it would be somewhere in the middle. So there's some things that like, adults probably wouldn't pick out. And then there's some things that, is definitely a little more polished and clean for a teenager. But I honestly liked the mix. I thought it kept everything like fun and funky and just, I don't know, a little colorful. I made these cubbies. I did make a mistake with the cubbies. I only put 6. There's 7 people. But honestly, the one I made that's supposed to be like Spencer's, it could definitely be justified as Mona's as well. But yeah, there is definitely one missing. So that was just my bad. I liked throwing in like cute things like the little plant on the dining room table. I thought was really adorable and maybe a little teenagery. But then we have like this really polished like statue in the corner, that's like a little bit more elegant. So I liked the mix of things. And I've definitely never made a house this big. Not this big, but like for this many people with this concept. But I do like this concept, like building houses for TV characters and then potentially making them in The Sims later. I like this concept and I think I'm going to keep going with it. So there might be a little series on that. At the time that I put this out, I've definitely started doing more of them. I have another TV series house built. So I just have to like, record myself decorating it. I built it off camera because I was just kind of relaxing and chilling. And so it's the outside's already done. Nothing on the inside has been done though, so I'm going to record that on camera and probably post that later. But this is me deciding what beds I wanted to give them all because, like I said, I wanted their personalities to really shine through in their spaces of the house because the downstairs is a very collective space. So for this one, for Emily, I went with very like girl next door vibes. Aria was a little bit more artsy, which in The Sims, a lot of artsy things tend to be like black or very like darkened, which is fine. It's just, I think her room came out a little bit more dark than what I would consider her style to be. But I thought it was fine because it was very different from the other girls and it really differentiated her space. Spencer's is more polished. Spencer, I feel like, is always very put together most of the time. Hannah's and Allison's are very similar because they're both very, like, I don't know, I guess chic would be a word that I would describe them as, but like very girly. Like, I would say Spencer is more like preppy and polished, whereas Allison and Hanna are probably more preppy chic or just chic in general. but it was really hard for me to differentiate between them. So, like, their wall color ends up being the same, and but honestly, I feel like in the show they did touch on this in the show, about how they said that because Hannah was upset that Mona basically made her quote unquote like a version of Allison, and she wasn't that far off. And I feel like everyone has like a thing that they do. Like Aria's artsy, Spencer's like the know-it-all, or the geek or whatever you want. That she is very smart. Emily is very sporty and athletic and a jock. And I think Hanna is just a jack of all trades. She's a little bit of everything. Because she's artsy with her fashion. She also was really smart without knowing it when she got into college, and she got into like a bunch of good colleges, and scored well in the SAT. And then I don't know if she's like athletic per se, but she's been seen exercising in the show. So, and then I don't know, she's just a jack of all trades. And Allison, I don't really know how to describe Allison because her personality didn't really shine through in the show, at least not till the end when she was an adult. So it was hard to do her side as well. But yeah, this is where I start decorating Hanna and Allison's room, and it's a little difficult. I also did my research on like what colors they wear a lot. Allison, there was really nothing. I looked up like pictures of her room on the set. I looked up like just what she wore in general, like elements of Allison's wardrobe, and they gave me like florals and like satins, and then yellow was like the main color. So I just it was really hard. Everyone else didn't really have like a specific color. It was more of like a palette. So in my mind, Hannah's main color is pink. Aria's is probably like purple, or just like no, yeah, I'd say purple. Emily's is blue. She wears a lot of denim, and Spencer, to me, I would say like blazer blue, but to me she's just more muted tones, like darker, more sophisticated colors. But for each girl's bedroom, I started with a bed, rugs. I like a shared rug, and then I put kind of like their own rug on top of it because I like layering rugs. I did a little side table, wall color, and did I say wardrobe already? I don't know. But I also put a little wardrobe. And I feel like I did a really good job with each of their rooms and kind of like capturing who they are. Later, I go back and add like shelves and clutter and pictures and just things that I feel like they would have in The Sims. I don't like BB.move objects because I always forget to use it. So it's not that I don't like it, it's that I forget to use it and I forget how to use it. So I did not use it in this build. So you kind of see me like placing things over and over again just because they're just being slotted into like the slots and I'm trying to make everything fit. And then oh man, there's another thing. Okay, I just forgot. But let's see. This is just kind of like looking at everything, all the clutter and everything, and just being like, okay, I like this. This makes sense. I'm gonna put this somewhere. I'm gonna put this somewhere. And it was just easier for me because a lot of the clutter also just didn't fit on the shelves that I used. So that was a little annoying. But I know that if I use like BB.move objects, it wouldn't have mattered. But like I said, in the moment, did not remember. Because I wanted to put, there's a toy pickup truck. It only comes in like 3 different swatches, but they didn't have a red one. But I wanted to put it on Spencer's shelves because as like a little nod to Toby, because of his red pickup truck and like her getting it for him and everything, but it didn't fit on the shelf. So I was a little upset about that. And it just didn't make any sense to put it anywhere else but the shelf. So yeah, I put the books on the floor because I was like, oh, maybe she's on the floor and she's studying or reading and whatnot. I did think about like gameplay. I feel like Spencer would go to college. I feel like most of them probably would. Um, except for maybe A. I'm not very sure. But I don't know. I think this would be a very interesting like house to live in, as well as having 7 Sims in it, and just having them all be somewhat very different. I have already like made not made recorded the video of me making them in the sim, so that will be out after this one. But this one I had to record re-record. I had to redo the voiceover because the file got corrupted. So I love that for me. Um, I put a pride flag in Emily's room. I don't know if you saw it, but it was there for like a split second in the shot. I don't know if that was too head on, but I just feel like I was running out of clutter ideas, and I mean, I just thought, why not? And I do like how it covers up the ribbons, like the bottom part of the ribbon, so it didn't look exactly like the ones that Spencer has on her wall. And then for Hannah and Allison, I thought these like little butterflies would be really cute because I've seen butterflies on both of them. They both like florals, pastels. They both kind of like in Hannah's room. There used to be on her wallpaper. There used to be like feathers. So I don't know, just like light and fluttery things. So I put those like little butterfly lights up because I just thought they were really cute. The bathroom, I did not think about how the bathroom was really gonna work. Um, so I ended up having to make a little room for the toilet because there's just nowhere else to like give them privacy to use the bathroom. And the toilet, I couldn't fit like a stall or anything. The university showers came in really handy, especially for having privacy and not being embarrassed that you're watching your friend take a shower if you need to go into the bathroom for whatever reason. I had a really hard time picking out rugs for the bathroom because, like I said, I like to layer rugs, and so I didn't know if I wanted them layered. I knew I wanted a rug in front of the sink and a rug in front of the showers, but so I settled on these black rugs, and the bathroom is black. I'm not really sure why I made it black. It's just kind of my go-to color that I go to, just because it's a neutral color. It looks nice with everything. You can put whatever in there, and like it won't really clash. And I really love these cloud lights that I have everywhere as well. I just thought they were fun and playful, and like maybe it was Aria's touch. I don't know. She's artsy. But I never really used them, so I just really liked that I used them a lot. And then this is me going to the outside because I realized that I did not work on the front at all. And then I don't really know why I'm moving the TV up and down or what I'm doing right now. I think I was just moving things around, and then now we're back to the upstairs. Like I said, and this is a little halfway shot of the back, which I really liked the way that it was turning out. I had a hard time picking out the color for these chairs because I really like this set. It's from the high school years. It's the like wicker furniture, but I had a hard time figuring out what color I wanted to use because I didn't know if I wanted a more neutral color, if I wanted it to be more colorful, or how I wanted to go about it. And I like the swatches of the color. I just didn't really like the pillow designs. I think that was the part that was really like throwing me off. And then I thought maybe we would have like chairs of different colors, so it kind of like each chair represented a person. But then I just didn't like that idea either. So I just went with a neutral black again. Then I put a desk upstairs as well, because like I said, if they wanted to go to college, or they wanted to do online schooling or whatever, however old they're supposed to be, I know I made them as young adults because that's the only way for all of them to live together without having like a guardian. So yeah, and then this is me. I always struggled with the rugs. The rugs were the hardest part for me because there were so many good options, but then I just didn't like the vibes of them. but I really like this one. I I really like the building um, objects in high school years. I think by far they're my favorite, but maybe that's just because they fit my vibes. I'm not very sure, but I just I love them. I love the rugs. I love the chairs. I like the open racks that you can hang your clothes on. As far as gameplay though, I don't think I've ever actually gone to school with any of my Sims. I've played in worlds where like I've had Sims go to high school, um, but I've just never gone with them. I just don't see the point, especially like if I have a stay at home parent, I'd rather stay at home and do whatever they're doing. Um, yeah, and then like this little table, I kind of made it like a centered gathering zone, I guess, like a nice little conversation area. I had put like books, so it looked like people were studying. There was like a coffee mugs, a water bottle. There was like makeup and nail paint, so it kind of looked like they were all just hanging out and you know together and doing whatever they're doing, whether it's each other's makeups or nails or reading their books respectively. I did think about moving the conversation area and throwing a bunch of desks against the windows so they would all have a desk, but I just figured why not all just share desks. This is me looking for a bar. I wanted to put a bar in mainly because Emily was a bartender at one point. I didn't want it to take up too much space, and I know that I can't put them against the wall because then you can't access them. But instead, I flipped it around, and which I'm hoping it's still functional, but we will see. The building that's like on top of the stairs, that it's more of like a shed that leads to the basement rather than anything else. And I make it a home gym because a lot of them are very athletic. At least throughout the show, that like you can see them doing some sort of exercise. Spencer played lacrosse, and she also plays tennis. Emily did swimming. Aria took that self-defense class, and which is why there's a punching bag in there. And then Hannah mainly jogged. I didn't see her do anything else athletic in the show except for like when Caleb was on his little bender and she was exercising with him. And that was about it. And then I don't know why I made it orange. Uh, I guess it was like the default color, and I just thought, okay, cool. It looks great. And then I also put a dance floor in the gym, mainly because Emily dances or used to dance. So that's why that's in there. I went back into the kitchen to do a backsplash and the flooring. I settled on the tile. I had a hard time with the wallpaper. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what vibes I was going for. I knew I wanted sophisticated, but it just was. I don't even know if I settled on anything, but it was just hard. And then I didn't know if I wanted to do one wall, if I wanted to do multiple walls. So I settled on like a half tile, half wall paint. And then while I was doing all that, I found this wallpaper that I really loved, especially for Hannah's room. And Hannah's room and Allison's part just really go together. So I do go back and like add that wallpaper that's on Hannah's half to Allison's half. I made it a glass ceiling. I don't know why. I just really like the glass ceilings. Half the things I do, there's not really a rhyme or a reason. It's just because I like it. And it's not like that. It's not like it doesn't make sense for them. So the basement I made entirely too big, but that problem gets resolved on accident later. So down here we have A's room and we have Mona's room, and I really wish I had the Strangerville pack because they just have a lot of surveillance stuff, and I think that would have fit better in A's room. But since I didn't have it, I kind of just made do with what I had, and it was a little difficult, and it doesn't look as good as I wanted it to. I had all these ideas for A's room, and I think I really kind of fumbled with it just because I didn't have. There's not a lot of like techie spy stuff in the packs that I do have or the base game or anything like that, so it was mainly just putting computers around. This is Mona's room though. I looked up her room online too, and her room color was like a mint green, which I don't remember. And I'm rewatching the show right now. Um, so I went with this like instead of mint green, I went with like a baby blue, dark blue kind of combo. And I think it really turned out really great. I put a desk in her room and a little like half library, and she has a little conversation area with like a table and two chairs. A's room is all black. Um, so my reasoning for everything down here being black is that A used to have this space all to themselves. So they kind of, put everything how they wanted it to be. And like the little makeup kit and the pops of color, that's Mona's stuff. Um, and in my head, I feel like A didn't really put anything in here extra or like for decoration. Anything that is extra or that like, is decoration is from Mona. Um, so that's my thought process and lore on the basement and why everything is black. The mic stand is Mona's because she likes to sing. Like this art, I think Mona, is she's very fashionable, so she wanted to fit the dark vibe, the black furniture and whatnot that A already had down here, but just add some more color, so it just wasn't as dark. I put this robotics thing table in because it looked all techy, and like I said, I didn't have a lot of techy stuff to add to the build. This is me working on the backyard. I made a fence. Didn't like the fence. I put in a pool. Where is it? Oh, okay. I also had put a back door, and then later I went to test play it, and it did not work. So it's there. I don't think I fixed it. It's there, and the girls just kind of walk around the house instead of going through the back door. Which, if that bothers you and you decide to download this house, you can always fix it. But you can just like add stairs. I think that's just what I forgot. Because I wanted to do like a little platform, but the platform thing just was not working. So it looks cool, it's just not functional. And then I got distracted again and went to do the like front shrubbery, I guess is what it's called. Sorry. I don't know. This was just a really fun idea. It was funky, it was fun, it was fresh. I forgot windows on the front of the building. I went back and put some, but half of them didn't look good with the furniture I'd already placed. It looked very out of place, very off center. It bothered me a lot. So the front's a little bare, the side's a little bare. The back though, the back has windows for days. So I think me building more houses will definitely help me get better at building houses and thinking of these things before I go in and start decorating and putting everything everywhere. This is when I said I accidentally fixed that problem. This is what I meant. The pool was exactly where the kitchen and the dining area was, so I had to redo the kitchen. It's a kitchenette. It's not really a kitchen. It's not a full kitchen. It just has a fridge, a microwave, coffee maker, and a little bar. I guess it's an island. A little place to eat. I did not put the dining room back, and I put these windows because I thought that would be really cool and a little creepy. A can watch them as they swim, which is, like I said, a little creepy, but I also like the vibe. It looked cool to me. And then I put the rest of these bushes around. I don't really know why they didn't fit on certain parts of the side, but they did on other parts of the side. So that was interesting. But I do really like the way that the house turned out. And anyways, that's the house. So thanks for watching. This is my Pretty Little Liars build, and I will catch you guys in the next video.